Hello, everyone, and welcome to Daily Grace with Pastor James. Thank you for joining me in this episode. Today, we're just going to talk about something that it's been laid on my heart, and I think it's kind of getting prevalent all over the place now. Coming to church from my house, there is this, do I call it a store or a restaurant or whatever? But the name is called Sweet Sin. Sweet Sin. And this is actually somebody who is an unbeliever. So an unbeliever taking that as a name simply means that they know that sin is sweet. And anything that is too sweet is dangerous for your health. So today we're going to be talking about something that I just don't know how to go about it, but it is infidelity in marriage. How to handle infidelity in marriage. We've been having so many concerns, so many stories about infidelity, spouses not being faithful, and I just feel we should talk about it today. Hebrews 13, verse 4 says, marriage is honorable among all, and the bed undefiled. But fornicators and adulterers, God will judge. I love the Message translation. The B part says, honor marriage and guard the sacredness of sexual intimacy between wife and husband. God draws a firm line against casual and illicit sex. Handling infidelity in marriage. This is a deeply, deeply challenging and emotional process for anybody that is going through this. It requires careful consideration. It requires open communication between the spouse. It requires a commitment to healing, a commitment to rebuilding the trust again in the marriage. So if you are going through that right now, how do you handle it? We just want to take the steps, the strategies of handling infidelity in marriage, because it can be extremely, extremely devastating. The first step is allow yourself to grieve. Yes, we have seen so many people when they discover that, they just want to shrug it off. Probably because they feel they are the weaker part, and they just bottle this thing up. If you don't grieve, if you bottle it up, it is going to come out one day and it is going to be devastating. So allow yourself to grieve anytime you discover infidelity, because it can be incredibly painful, especially if you are at the receiving end. It's important for you to acknowledge your feelings of hurt, feelings of anger, feelings of betrayal, feelings of sadness about what has happened, because it is not good. So give yourself permission to grieve. Grieve the loss of trust in your marriage and the impact that is going to have in your relationship, because it is devastating. So that is the first step. You allow yourself to grieve. The second step is grieving. Sometimes, yes, we know, can help, but you also need to seek emotional support. You need to seek emotional support. Reach out for a trusted party. The word trusted underlined. Because if the person that you're calling a trusted party, no matter how close you are to that person, if they are not morally upright, how are they going to help you in this? So seek a trusted party. It could be a spiritual head. It could be your parents if they are alive. But of course, they have to be morally upright, so that they can provide that emotional support that you need at that point in time. They might also be able to give you a safe space to express your feelings, a safe space for you to express your feelings. You don't have to go through that alone, because if you go through that alone, the pressure alone might cause you a mental health situation. You need to seek emotional support. And the third step is communication. You need to communicate openly between the husband and the spouse. The person at the receiving end, you need to initiate calm and honest conversation with your spouse. I said calm and honest conversation. If you do that at the heat of it all, you are going to make mistakes. You are going to worsen the situation. So you need to step back. Take a deep breath. Let the whole thing calm down so that you'll be able to have a true, calm, and honest conversation with your spouse. And in that conversation, you want to share your feelings. You want to share your concerns. You want to ask questions. And of course, as you are doing this, don't just be ba 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 ba. When you have also expressed your feelings, your concerns, and your questions, you want to give your spouse also the opportunity for them to also express their feelings, express their concerns, express their questions. So give them that opportunity. Encourage them to also say things. Open communication is crucial for you both to understand the situation that you're in and how you can move forward with it. You need to understand the situation you're in and how you can move forward with it. And depending on the situation, depending on how it's really, really hurting, so that you don't just do things that are out of the way, you need to consider a professional help. If it is that devastating, seek a marriage counseling, seek therapy. But of course, as believers, as Christians, you need to select carefully. Don't just jump at any marriage counselors, because marriage counselors too are not exempted. They are not exonerated in things like this. They go through it as well. But if you seek a believer, a Christian marriage counselor, they'll be able to guide you through the word of the Lord. They'll be able to guide you through the principles of the Lord so that you will be able to get out of it in good time. Marriage counseling or therapy can be invaluable in addressing this infidelity issue. So you need a skilled therapist that can also be able to facilitate the communication that we talked about in the previous step, to facilitate that communication so that they can explore the underlying issue. There's always an underlying issue, and then the therapist can guide you both towards healing and restoration. It is important that you do this. It is important that you do and look at the underlying issues, because if you don't deal with the underlying issues, you won't be able to move forward. You won't be able to get the accurate solution that you seek for. Thank you very much for watching this episode. Once again, my name is Pastor James Egudibe. I pastor RCCG Solid Rock Parish, Derby, 55 Woods Lane, DE 22 3UD. If you are looking for a Bible-believing church, we have great brethren here. They will welcome you with both arms. And if this episode has blessed you, please do share it with others so that they can also benefit. I would be expecting you in the part 2 of this handling infidelity in marriage. Thank you, and I'll see you in the part 2. Bye.